Welcome, beautiful souls. Alontia Santia Asa. Today I will let my guides to explain what happened after you notice there's no such a thing as a coincidence. Alontia Halia Sunti Yuante. We welcome the opportunity to speak with you, and we welcome your lights as they shine every day out of your souls toward the earth and toward the universe. After you notice that there is no such a thing as a coincidence, you realize that you awaken to your amazing starseed energy, or as you can say, to your amazing, wonderful, unique soul energy that you carry from the time of your creation. Now once this starts happening, naturally occurrences around you start look little different. You will say, why I haven't noticed this before? And our answer is, because you have never really looked for the signs, and you have never really looked for these occurrences to happen. And these occurrences, what we are referring to, are the coincidences, as you call them. Coincidences are reminders of your past, and are also a little light or the guidance toward your future. It is the work of your guides working very closely with you, whenever it is the lost loved ones who are working with you, watching over you and guiding you, or your universal guides, your soul family around you. It is the energy that's giving you the push to move forward. Now once you start acting on these coincidences, where you start noticing this energy and acting on it, you are ready to work with more energy, and you are ready to increase your energy as well. However, before this happens, we need you to, or you own it to yourself as well, to release and understand the old energy. Old energy pattern is set within you. It is stored within your soul, within your energy, and much of this energy is a blockage, or causing a blockage towards your growth, towards your spiritual growth, towards your increase the ability to hold a higher energy within your body. So the next step, what happens after realizing you can carry and you can work with this amazing energy, is a time for you to sit down and look back and observe your life. Many times what happens after your energy awaken is that all your past arise. It sort of arises almost like an old news that you don't want to see or repeat or read again, because many of you make a line or try to forget about the past and try to move forward really hard, and we can see it and we understand it and we agree to it. However, we cannot assist you to move forward without you letting go of the past. It is not us, or is it not your guides or anybody from the higher vibration who holds or who cling or glue the past towards you. It is you yourself and your unresolved issues who causing this and who holding this all together. So when you coincidences that bring up friends from the past, an ex-wife, an ex-husband, or family members, or anybody who have hurt you badly in the past, it is for you not to get angry again, not to get into the bad old habits again, but it is for you to understand the root of the problem, what have happened, and letting it go. Understanding of the root of the problem is the most important things that you can do for yourself. Because when you consciously understand what have happened in the past, you are able to move forward much more easier. Perhaps you need to understand that you have been a victim, but you don't want to be a victim anymore. Or the person that have hurt you has been an ill, or has not been well at the moment, has not been in the good judgment what have happened. Or if you have been the one who have hurt the others, also need to acknowledge all this what have happened and then move forward. Moving forward is a very important step. Acknowledging what have happened doesn't have to bring the anger or a anguish or the torture to yourself anymore. It is the simply as of writing the book. This have happened from the A to the Z, and I understand all parts involved as a neutral person who writes this story about the total strangers that she met. Now, with the understanding comes acceptance. Accepting everything that have happened to you, accepting the story of your life. Because story of your life brought you into the person who you are today. We're going to pause for a moment here, and we want to tell you about the acceptance or importance of the acceptance. And we hear that many of you would ask the questions, how someone from the love and light can allow something horrible to happen to me or to that other person, to the child, to anybody out there. These people don't deserve it. We want to tell you that we are not in the charge of your own path, of your own destiny. No one is in the charge of your path, of your destiny, except of you. You have agreed to everything that have happened. This may be upsetting or it may be hard to understand. But each of you write a part of your book of life before you come into the life. And each of you know at the exact moment when it's the right time to awaken your energy, when it's the right time to notice all those coincidences very, very deeply, and when it's the right time to heal. Because with the acceptance comes the healing. Acceptance without a healing is just the acceptance. The healing without the acceptance is just the healing. You need both parts to merge together for the successful release of this emotional charge, of the blockage within your energy. Now, why would you do something to yourself like that, or anybody? Why would you agree to go through the life to be treated worse than the animal in this life? Because it's a trigger to your energy. That is the answer. It is very simple. It helps you to keep your energy open. It helps you to search for the answers. It helps you to be kind and caring and have a pure and honest soul that is ready to embrace its own energy. We do understand how sad it is. Some of us have lived the earth law of life, and some of us have not experienced the earth life at all. And so we're learning through you, and we're learning through those who did experience the earth life, and we can see how soul damaging this is, how soul damaging earth life can be, and how harsh and hard it is to remember and then consciously heal. That's where we come with the assistance of the healing. We come with the assistance of the conscious understanding and making it easier for your soul to heal and to accept and to move forward. Once the acceptance and the healing comes together, then comes forgiveness. Forgiveness is perhaps the last step, or one of the steps leading toward the next step, toward the future. Forgiveness to yourself and forgiveness to the others, what have happened to you, and then moving forward. If we would allow you to time travel today, we would have to come to the point of the energy zero, and that's where all this understanding comes. It starts with your own life, and it continues with all your history, with the history of the humanity, with the history of the creating of the earth, and understanding that each part of the earth evolution had its own reasons, had its own triggering points to the other next life that is ready. And the earth is evolving in its piece, and sometimes it goes faster, sometimes it goes slower. It depends on how many free souls come together and work in the same energy. At this time, as we came here now, at this time of the human evolution, there is the most number of the souls working on the earth, of the souls incarnating in the earth human body and working together in a unity to move this earth forward. So the things started to speeding up. As many of you know, that some things go really fast and some things slow down. But when you get into this flow of the energy, your ultimate goal is to become one with everything, and is to get in that energy flow where you understand everything, when you know everything. But to get into this energy, into the acceptance, into ability to read from the books of life and light, into acceptance to understand all knowledge. We need you to understand everything that there is. And we said we, but we represents everything that there is. There are many groups of the guides who work with the different channelers, who work with many of you on the either one-on-one basis, on a group basis, and there are a lot of us assigned to the earth to help you and to assist you and to guide you. However, you are the one who really needs to follow that work, that we need you to do that work if you choose to. There is always a free will zone. We would not force anything on anyone who works there. And so with that, we move to the 0 point of the energy. 0 point of the energy is when you understand, when you accept, when you forgive, and when you want to move forward. When if today we take you on the spaceship and we move to any part of your past, any part of your especially painful past as for humanity, you will be able to understand the time zone, you will be able to assist those souls in an emotional healing, but you would not be tempted to change anything. Because if you would change the past, the future will change as well. And you're just not allowed to do so. With your past as a humanity, you can understand that you came from the time when everything was ruled by the God or by the evil. And then you started to evolving and think more scientifically, and you started to understanding that many things are not ruled by the God and are not ruled by the evil, that you are in the charge of many things, that there's a pattern, same as the water pattern, with the rain and the sun and the snow, and it is not a punishment from the God, or it's not punishment from the devil, it is just a natural pattern occurring on the earth. And some of the people on the earth have wanted to be the God and wanted to take up upon the words of the God, and some of these words has been misunderstood, has been misinterpreted, has been misused, has been altered, or whichever way you want to call it. You have been living in the control, but that control came from the people among you, the same like in the ancient Atlantis, the beings, even from stars, wanted to take control over one another, and it wasn't working, and Atlantis has been destroyed. So is happening on the earth, the people fighting for being in the control, the fighting to be the God or the particle who rules and runs everything. But it is not what is desired. The desired is that every single one of you embrace that God's energy, or that one with the all energy. We don't really like to use the word God, as we see it as an energy, as a collective energy of everything, not as a one entity who rules everything. But there is a complicated explanation that we do not wish to go into today. However, we want you to understand of importance of understanding past and the importance of letting things go and accepting them, gaining the knowledge from them, learning and important lessons of the past and not repeating them. Forgive and move forward. Each of you is coming to a own personal cycle, same as humanity came to the cycle, to each of you depending on your energy and your progression and on your work and release and understanding, coming to this natural cycle. This is something that every individual goes on its own energy, and then as a family, as a community, as a whole city and the countries will go as well. The more individuals will be ready, the more bigger groups will be creating and will be going through this ending of the cycle. So for now we will focus on the individual coming to the end cycle, or we can call it the rite of the passage, the letting go, the dying of the old, and be ready for the born of the new. It means that everything would have happened in your life coming to the end. You don't necessarily have to pass away that everything coming to the end. You can resolve this, close the cycle, and move toward a new chapter, a new part of your life. And I know that we know that you know these words, the coming to the new chapter, but many of you move to the new chapter of the life without resolving of your past issues. You sort of think, okay, I'm gonna close the door, I'm gonna leave it up there, and I don't have to deal with it anymore, and I'm gonna start this new life, and everything is gonna be nice and dandy because it's gonna be the way exactly as I wanted it to. Well, what usually happens, you start this new life and a new cycle, and suddenly the ghost from the old life keep popping up. It's like the secrets that you cannot hold together, that you cannot really keep a secret or hide them away, will start showing up in that new life. And that's what you don't want to. That's where a lot of mistakes has been created. That's where sort of that cycle is repeating and repeating and repeating. So for you to really live in the new earth and be there is end the cycle, deal with it, learn from it, and move forward in this beautiful new energy. And so this is our sharing for what happens after you notice that there's no such a thing as a coincidence. So in a short summary is, you will have to deal with your past, understand your past, and understand the history of the humanity and everything that have happened. Understand the good, understand the evil, understand that people have been confused when they realize that not everything is ruled by the God and not everything is ruled by the evil, and that there is somewhere in between that is the truth, and that there is a need for the both parts to combine and understand. Now we wish you love and light from my heart to yours. Allons tirant la santi santiata.